Hey guys, lighting is key. Lighting is pretty much everything, especially when it comes to content creation, video making, any sort of cinematic things. Lighting is really the way that you style your videos, the actual look that you give it. And so it's very important to have a good set of lights. And so today we're going to be taking a look at some sent to me by GVM. So these are called the 560AS. And let's just go ahead and take a look at them. Okay, damn, the weather is foggy outside and it's dark, so I really do need these lights right now. So I'm using them while talking, but obviously I'll have some B-roll, showing off the lights and everything like that. But I think the most important thing to really start off with is the price, because that really determines the quality and whether something's actually worth buying. And so this price is in at £190 or $229, so they're not the cheapest things in the world. And you know, when I've actually picked up lights, I tend to go for cheaper options because I mean, it's just a light, right? So I never really think of it as being much of a big deal. And so I picked up this just basic Amazon $30 sort of light box, and it's okay. It does the job, but you don't really have much control. You know, if it's too bright, you can't really do much about it. It's just too bright. And so, yeah, you can't really change the color temperature or anything like that either. With these, there is 2 dials on the back. You can control the brightness as well as the color temperature. It goes from like 2300K to 6000. So that basically means it can go really cool and just display some blue LEDs. And it can also go really warm and make you look really yellow. It can give you that sort of vintage vibe, which is nice. So I kind of keep them in the middle. I like to just keep it quite balanced. Obviously, I've color graded the footage as well, but yeah, it gives off a very balanced tone when it's like in the middle, and I've got the brightness low as well, but these things can go extremely bright. Let me just turn it up actually. So there's the color changing. So there's the warmness. If we set it back in the middle, brightness. That's one of them. That's one light. So yeah, it goes really bright. I've got it turned all the way down simply because I don't want overexposed footage. But overall, I really do like them, honestly. They're actually really good and they have very good build quality. Now, it's not like the best build quality in the world. They do have like metal tripod stands, but they're not the most solid thing. They are kind of, you know, a little bit flimsy, and I bumped into them a couple times and it's almost knocked them over because they're pretty top heavy, to be honest. One thing to consider is, you know, you can pick up lights out there which are just like a big sort of incandescent or energy efficient bulb. And that might be the way you want to go, but it means you might have to change the bulb all the time. These things are rated for 70,000 hours, which is 8 years of constant running. So if you need your lights to run for 8 years consistently, I don't know why, then these lights can go ahead and do that. Now on the back, there's this small LED panel. It's literally just some red sort of calculator-like text. It's very basic, not much information, but it is very handy because it tells you how bright and also the warmness of your light as well, so you can match them up perfectly at the same level because the dial's not always too accurate. And something a little bit different about these lights, something that most other lights don't have, is smart functionality. So both of these lights actually have Wi-Fi built in, and you can go ahead and pair them to your phone. There's a GVM app. You know what? It's not the best thing in the world, but it does work. And I found it to be pretty useful at times, especially if I'm sort of in frame and then I want to adjust it and I can't reach the dials behind the lights. It's super handy to be able to do it straight from my phone. Now, I did find it a little bit fiddly at times. There is sort of a password, which I had to go ahead and find in the manual. But once it connected, it seemed okay. One of them sometimes doesn't connect for some reason. It's just a slight bit longer to connect. And so it only controls one at first. And then the other one pairs. I don't really know why, but once you sort of wait it out, they both do eventually connect. That's just something that's a tiny bit annoying. Do you guys hear that alarm? I always feel like Murphy's Law. What can happen probably will happen during my video. Anyway, moving on, if you're curious about how you power these lights, you can go ahead and power them by the adapters that are included. They simply just go ahead and plug into the wall, but if you do want to make them more portable, they do take these sort of standard NPF batteries, so they're just pretty standard batteries you can get online. But yeah, you can go ahead and carry some NPF batteries, you can put them in, and you can go ahead and make these portable. I haven't really done that. I've just been using the power adapters because I film inside of my apartment, so I don't really need to go anywhere. Okay, so something you might want to actually consider is the height of these. You might want them to be really high up or really short. The maximum height is 67.7 inches. The minimum height is only 22 inches, so it doesn't go extremely low, but it goes kind of low enough. I wouldn't really see why you'd need it any lower than that. But yeah, that's sort of the height difference you can get from this. But they're just adjustable. There is these plastic kind of twisty things, and that goes ahead and loosens the tripod, so you can actually go ahead and adjust it up and down. There is 3 different sections you can adjust. Something nice is there is diffusers included, so the diffusers simply go over the LEDs. It just makes it a little bit less harsh, makes the light just smoother and overall look a bit more distributed, and it just overall makes it look less focused and more balanced, which is very good. And so that's nice that they included those. It's really nice in this kit because you pretty much get everything you need included. You even get these barn boxes. I'd never heard that term before, but apparently they're called barn boxes. So they're these sort of covers. They're like flappable covers, and it allows you to sort of direct the light and sort of cut it off so it doesn't bleed onto like an area you don't want light in. So yeah, you can go ahead and adjust those. They are pretty secure. They're like solid, but they're plastic, and they feel like if you did sort of put a lot of force, it would probably snap. But overall, it seems good enough. Let's say good enough. One thing I did sort of find frustrating is that because of the actual flaps that come out on the light, it restricts the amount you can actually tilt it and move it. So sometimes I couldn't tilt it into the exact position I wanted it to. Now, the light is mounted on top of the tripod using a U-sharp mount, I believe. So you can actually go ahead and adjust that. It rotates at like a 90-degree angle, and it can make your light sort of pop out a little bit more at like a different angle, and that can allow you to have more sort of tiltability. If that's a word, tiltability. Yeah, it allows you to sort of tilt the light a little bit more. But yeah, I've been using these for about 2 weeks-ish, and I can say they've definitely improved my videos a lot. It's definitely improved the lighting overall. And with better lighting, you can get sort of a better depth of field. You can get the viewers more focused on you. You can have sort of a more shallow background, and I think they look pretty good. These are definitely an upgrade from any other light I've had. They are quite expensive, but if you do want some bright, really professional adjustable lights that are in that sort of mid-tier, they're not like super expensive, $1,000 sort of out of your budget, but they're also quite expensive, but not like the cheapest thing in the world. So if you want some good build quality, you want some consistent lights, which also have some smart functionality, then these are a great way to go. So I'll leave all the links down below in case you want to check it out. But I also really like the fact they included this sort of hardcover carry case. These things can go down super small, and just being able to bring them around in this small briefcase thing is just super handy. So yeah, if you're on the go, these are also really nice. Some lights out there are just big and bulky, but these can go pretty flat packed. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the new style of video that I'm going for. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a nice day, guys. Remember to subscribe, obviously. Peace.